Hi, it's Diana with Friday Feathered Facts. It's that time of year. The birds that are migratory are getting ready to go. 40% of all of the bird species in the U.S. are in migration. So it's that time of year. Migration is when twice a year, depending on the seasons, the birds move to a different area. Now, why do they do that? Well, primarily it's food and nesting sites. During the long days, such as we have here in the northern tier in Montana, it's broad daylight by 6 in the morning and it doesn't get dark until 10 at night. That's a long day that birds are able to eat. And then when winter comes, our days get way shorter. So migratory birds hit the road. They go down south where the days stay longer. How do they do that? Well, that's an interesting conception. Some of them are short-term migrators, don't go very far really, just a little ways. Some of them go a long ways. And the way they do that, soaring birds like eagles, hawks, osprey, vultures, they will ride the thermals. They find those are heat funnels that rise up from the earth, and they can just soar from one thermal to the next to save energy. Other birds stop along the way, and they rest and they eat, and there is a high mortality rate for the birds who do that because of predators on the ground. They're tired, they're hungry, and they're fair game. The other thing that makes migration dangerous is weather. Sometimes birds will run into severe weather that will take some of them out. Now, how do they know where they're going? Well, traditional thought has been that they follow the landscape, that they have particular areas that they follow, the mountains, the rivers, the shoreline, and then the more experienced birds, of course, during the journey, the younger birds learn how to do that. Well, more recent thought, there are scientists who have discovered that they have small grains of a mineral called magnetite in their beaks, and that they follow the magnetic fields of the earth. And so that mineral in their beaks acts as a tiny built-in compass. Other scientists think that the birds are capable of seeing the magnetic fields, and so they follow them by sight. Now, these are all speculative, but isn't that interesting? Now, where the birds migrate to and from is another story. Our rough-legged hawks, for instance, are cold-weather birds, and they spend the summer in the Arctic Circle, and then they migrate down here in Montana for the winter. This guy, however, is a Swainson's hawk, and he does just the opposite. The Swainson's hawks are here in the Montana area in the northern tier during the summer when it's warm. During that time, their diet consists primarily of rodents. Then this time of year, boy, they chow down. They gorge themselves on all the food they can get because they're getting ready to get out of here. They fly then over 7,000 miles to Argentina, pretty much nonstop. Now, when they get to Argentina, their diet changes to large insects, so they help the farmers out on 2 continents. Now, how these long-distance migrators can manage that feat. UCLA does sleep studies on animals, and they studied the Swainsons some time ago and determined that when they're migrating, half their brain sleeps at a time. The other half keeps them flying, and then after a few hours, that switches up. Now, we know whales and dolphins can do that. We don't really know yet how many other species are capable of things that we humans can't even guess about. So, migration is an awesome thing. It's amazing, and there's still so much for us to learn about how these birds do it. Oh, a little tidbit too. Flightless birds, some of them also migrate. Emus walk. So they probably don't go very far. And then, of course, penguins swim. So there's lots of ways to get it done. So there we are. It's fall. If you look to the skies, you might see these birds leaving town. So thanks for checking in, everybody. We'll see you later.